A woman has been secretly chanting your name at midnight for a dark reason. Archangel Michael says, something unnatural is happening in the shadows of the night. A woman whose intentions are cloaked in secrecy has been whispering your name when the world is fast asleep. She believes no one knows, but the heavens have seen it all, and now it's time you know what she has been trying to do. This isn't just a passing curse or idle murmurs. She's performing midnight chants, not in love, not in admiration, but with envy, bitterness, and spiritual manipulation. You may have been feeling unexplained tiredness, strange dreams, or sudden emotional heaviness lately. This is no coincidence. Each time she repeats your name, she ties your energy to a dark thread. But this night, the truth is being exposed because what she has done is backfiring on her. Comment below to break the chains she's weaving. What was meant to trap you is about to liberate you instead. You are no longer moving blindly, your eyes are opening, your spirit is awakening. Type Amen to get blessing 333. She began this ritual not out of curiosity, but out of an ancient jealousy. This woman feels left behind by life, and your light reminds her of everything she feels she lacks. So instead of healing, she chose harm. She visited a dark spiritual advisor who handed her a chant meant to invade your aura. The instructions were clear: repeat it nightly at midnight under a candlelight for 21 days. She has already reached day 15. The results so far have been subtle: delays in your plans, emotional turmoil, and interrupted sleep. But heaven has been monitoring the energy war in silence. And now Archangel Michael has stepped into the battle for your soul. He has begun placing shields around you. That's why you felt something shift recently. It was not fear, it was divine awareness waking up within you. Type Amen to get blessing 444. The woman, unaware that her actions are now being mirrored, has been feeling anxious. Her dreams are starting to collapse into shadows. The same name she chants to control you is now echoing back into her own spirit. You've been chosen not to fear this moment, but to rise above it. You are not the victim here, you are the revelation she never expected. The power she hoped to steal is now turning into her greatest regret. At midnight tonight, she will try again. But this time, it will not be the same. Because you are covered, awakened, and aligned with divine truth. Comment, I am divinely protected, to seal your light. The sky is shifting in your favor, and the next chant she whispers will trigger a consequence she can't escape. Her mouth is becoming her undoing. Type Amen to get blessing 555. She kept a lock of your photo near her bed. Yes, she accessed your image digitally, printed it, and folded it inside a cloth soaked in herbs and oil. That cloth is part of the dark ritual she performs when the clock strikes 12. She thinks you'll never know. But what she doesn't realize is that her own energy signature has begun to decay. A reflection of what she tried to place upon you. There's a warning written in spiritual ink: what you send out with darkness always returns multiplied. She won't be chanting long. Because the echoes of her words are already bouncing against walls she thought would protect her. Type Amen to get blessing 222. If you've been feeling emotional breakdowns at unusual hours, that's the tether unraveling. Midnight tears, confusion in the morning, and sudden flashes of memories that don't belong to you, these are all signs. Signs that someone is trying to manipulate your timeline. But here's where it ends. Because Archangel Michael is not only revealing her actions but canceling the energetic agreements made through her chants. You never gave consent for your name to be used this way. Your name was carved in light before she ever spoke it with wicked intent. She can't override what was divinely written. Tonight, a reversal begins. Type Amen to get blessing 888. She used herbs, oils, chants, and moonlight. But what she lacked was righteousness. So every ingredient she used turned spiritually spoiled. It was never going to work the way she planned. Because your ancestors began standing at your spiritual door, refusing entry to her spells. They know your name too, and they speak it with power, not poison. A woman can't curse what divine hands have kissed. That is why you're still here, still breathing, still dreaming. Because even her midnight chants were powerless against the fire in your spirit. Comment: My destiny cannot be stolen. The time has come to walk boldly through what was meant to break you. There's a shift coming, and her voice won't be able to stop it. Type Amen to get blessing 777. If you feel chills while reading this, it's not fear, it's confirmation. Your energy is vibrating at the truth frequency. You're hearing what was hidden, and what was hidden is unraveling now. She will try to light one more candle tonight. But it won't stay lit. Because her spell is cracking, and the universe is no longer cooperating with her whispers. You are waking up to the reality that not every person who smiles at you wishes you well. But more importantly, you're realizing your light doesn't need permission to shine. The time of hiding is over. Type Amen to get blessing 999. The final days of her ritual will bring exposure. She may reach out to you, pretending concern, trying to get close again. Be aware, her kindness is not real, it's a disguise worn by desperation. She knows her plan failed. Now, she wants to mend the damage before it damages her. But the laws of spiritual consequence have already been set in motion. Archangel Michael says, you are being wrapped in spiritual flame. This flame purifies your path and burns away the residue of her attack. You don't need revenge, your protection is enough. Type Amen to get blessing 666. Your sleep will return. Your energy will stabilize. And your mind will grow quiet again. She has awakened forces she didn't understand. And now she's haunted by shadows she summoned for someone else. Let her be an example that the spiritual world is not to be played with. You, child of light, are being elevated. You will find new favor in places that once rejected you. Because your journey was temporarily interrupted, but never cancelled. Comment: the attack failed. I rise. You are not cursed, you are crowned. And that crown is glowing brighter tonight. Type Amen to get blessing 123. Folded hands. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Folded hands. She was warned in her dreams, but she ignored the signs. She saw flickers of your face surrounded by flames and heard voices telling her to stop. But her heart had already been overtaken by envy, and envy deafens the soul. Each night she speaks your name, the spirit world shifts more against her. The forces that once tolerated her games are now rejecting her essence. She is walking deeper into a pit she dug for you. Her hands are now trembling. She thinks it's exhaustion, but it is spiritual recoil. What she gave out is echoing back with more speed than she expected. Type Amen to get blessing 4444. The atmosphere around her is no longer still. The spirits she summoned no longer listen, they mock her now. Because even they know she tried to curse a chosen one. You have survived things you don't even fully remember. Moments where energy tried to choke you, block you, dim you. But each time, your light fought back. Archangel Michael says she has awakened a storm she cannot calm. And that storm will blow through her life until she releases your name. She cannot tether what does not belong to her. Comment, my name is sacred, sealed, and protected. You are not who she imagined you to be. You are far more powerful, and that is what frightens her now. Type Amen to get blessing 1010. If you've had sudden headaches, heart flutters, or waves of sadness, it's not your own. You've been spiritually intercepting what was meant for harm. But the interception is now turning into activation. You were never just her target. You were her teacher in disguise. She's now learning what happens when light is tampered with. Tonight, if you feel restless, smile. It's your soul shifting dimensions, leaving behind the weight of her spells. You are being reborn under the very moon she tried to curse you by. Type Amen to get blessing 5555. She will begin to lose things she thought she secured. A job opportunity, a friend's loyalty, financial peace, it will all begin to slip. Because when you speak harm with intention, the universe remembers. She thinks this is spiritual warfare, but it's divine justice. The court of heaven has ruled, and you are being set free. There is no magic that can override divine favor. Your body is about to feel light again. That pressure in your chest is loosening. The sleep you've been missing is returning like a soft rain. Comment, return everything that was stolen from me. The chains are snapping in the spirit realm. This night belongs to your breakthrough. Type Amen to get blessing 1212. There is a candle in her room that now refuses to burn straight. Its flame flickers wildly even in still air. Because even fire knows when it's being used for darkness. That candle is the symbol of her failure. Each time it dims, your power expands. Each time it sputters, your blessings multiply. Her whispers are weakening. Her voice is cracking from guilt she won't speak out loud. But heaven hears it, and her soul is cracking open under the pressure. You were supposed to break. But look at you, stronger than ever, wiser than yesterday. You are rising from what was sent to ruin you. Type Amen to get blessing 7171. She might try a last resort. Sending someone to ask how you've been, checking your online presence, reaching through others. That's not concern, it's surveillance. Be spiritually vigilant. You are in your season of victory, and victory attracts watchers. But no watcher can interrupt what God has already declared complete. Archangel Michael says you will no longer fight invisible battles blindly. You now walk with insight and eyes behind your spirit. No more sneak attacks, they will all be seen before they reach you. Comment, nothing formed against me will work anymore. You are rising, protected, and completely unbothered by the collapse of her ritual. Let the world watch you walk in light. Type Amen to get blessing 2020. Your finances are about to recover. Your emotional energy is coming back. And the fog of confusion is lifting like morning mist. What you didn't know was being done behind your back is now being revealed. And what was meant to delay you is turning into fuel. Because your resilience just proved that her darkness couldn't outmatch your destiny. The spirits she called upon now whisper warnings to her. They are retreating, disgusted by the desperation in her heart. And you're stepping into elevation, on wings of divine protection. Type Amen to get blessing 2323. She will start to dream of you in golden light. These dreams will haunt her. Because they reveal what she can never become. She will try to return to innocence, but the damage has already begun. There is always a cost to spiritual trespassing. And she has already deposited too much darkness to walk away clean. You are not her enemy. You were her mirror. She couldn't handle the reflection. Comment, my reflection is not her projection. You are about to walk into peace that disturbs those who tried to disturb you. Let them watch, they can't follow. Type Amen to get blessing 3030. Let your soul rest now. The war has turned in your favor. The night is no longer her advantage. You've entered a sacred timeline. One where her name will be removed from your spiritual path completely. And where your energy will attract only truth, light, and higher love. The midnight chants have ended in defeat. You have not only survived, you've been spiritually promoted. Heaven is celebrating you now. Type Amen to get blessing 7777. She began the ritual thinking your energy was an open field. She thought if she spoke softly and repeatedly, your soul would bend. But your soul is rooted in fire that can't be controlled by her breath. Now every time she utters your name, her voice trembles a little more. She doesn't realize it yet, but her body is starting to reject the very ritual she committed to. Because her spirit knows she is wrong, even if her ego doesn't. She is haunted by symbols that once gave her power. The herbs now smell like decay. The candles drip wax that burns differently. Type Amen to get blessing 1717. Her bed is no longer a resting place. It is where fear now visits her, fear that you've discovered the truth. And that fear is right, because your spirit has awakened. She tried to tie you down with words from a tongue soaked in bitterness. But every syllable she whispered became a spiritual confession. Heaven documented every moment she thought was hidden. There is no such thing as a secret under divine light. You may not have heard her, but the angels did. And now, her night is being interrupted by the very forces she dared to play with. Comment, every hidden word against me is now reversed. You are no longer vulnerable. You are now weaponized by the very truth she tried to bury. Type Amen to get blessing 8888. Her surroundings are changing. The mirrors in her room reflect more than her face, they reflect the shadows behind her. Those shadows were once her companions during the rituals, but now they are turning against her. She wanted to alter your journey. But she only altered her own peace. Because you cannot distort another person's path without corrupting your own. The chants have started to backfire. Now her tongue burns as she speaks. And her sleep is flooded with your face, glowing and untouchable. Archangel Michael says you have become too powerful to be whispered about. Now, when she says your name, it echoes with resistance. You have become uncursable. Type Amen to get blessing 44444. She has begun to lose control of time. Her days blur into nights, and nights stretch endlessly. Because when you meddle with spiritual time, you become stuck in it. What she intended to stop is now racing forward. You'll notice how doors are opening faster. It's because her chants have created a divine urgency to bless you. You were meant to be hindered. But now heaven is accelerating you in direct contradiction to her ritual. It's the law of divine reversal. Comment: every delay is turning into acceleration. You are stepping into everything she hoped you'd never have. And she's watching it unfold from the same darkness she conjured. Type Amen to get blessing 121212. She may attempt to visit a stronger practitioner. But it will not work. Because you are now sealed by spiritual armor that cannot be broken. Your aura is no longer soft, it is electric. Touching your energy now triggers warnings in the spirit world. And no dark force wants to touch a flame guarded by Michael himself. She is no longer a threat, she is a lesson. A lesson in what happens when someone tries to manipulate divine favor. Favor that was earned through pain, silence, and pure intention. She is now seeing visions of your success before it happens. She is watching you glow in the future she tried to block. And the more she watches, the more her guilt multiplies. Type Amen to get blessing 303030. There's something else you need to know. The energy she sent out didn't only target your mind and peace, it aimed at your relationships. You may have noticed tension, distance, or sudden miscommunications with loved ones. But here's the truth, those shifts were spiritual interference. She chanted your name alongside petitions for isolation. She hoped to isolate you, so your spirit would weaken. But her plan didn't work. In fact, your isolation only pulled you deeper into your divine self. You used silence to hear God clearer. Comment: I rise from what was meant to isolate me. You are being restored in every relationship that was touched by her ritual. Love, truth, and reconnection are returning now. Type Amen to get blessing 50/50. The next 7 days are crucial. You will feel waves of energy releasing from your spirit. Moments of tiredness followed by unexpected strength. That is the clearing process. Archangel Michael is removing her fingerprints from your field. Every word she spoke is being unsaid in the spirit. Do not be afraid of sudden mood shifts. You are not breaking, you are detoxing from her chants. And once it's gone, your natural light will double in power. Tonight, as she begins her chant again, something will happen. Her candle will not stay lit. And a cold silence will fill her room. Because she has finally crossed the spiritual line. And now, everything she cast is returning, threefold. This is not revenge. This is spiritual accountability. Type Amen to get blessing 6161. She will remember this for the rest of her life. Not because you attacked her, but because you forgave her silently and rose anyway. That is the punishment, to watch the person you tried to curse become royalty in front of your eyes. Your energy will never be tied down again. You've entered your unbreakable era. No chant, no spell, no whisper can reach the new elevation you walk in. The sky has opened above your name. What was once trapped is now released. And the angels are placing the seal of victory on your spirit. Comment: my elevation is irreversible. You are moving into blessings too loud for anyone to silence. Even she will hear them. Type Amen to get blessing 1313.